Shukor nakaslem jong unongsan Hima.
And in the cabinet meeting, 6 formal items were taken up. The first was regarding the issuance of the CRPC and the CCPC. And in that regard, after detailed consultation with all the district councils, as the district councils had raised some concerns, we had a meeting about a week back, and we had asked them for their written comments, and accordingly the Jylla Hills and the Khasi Hills had written back, and also we had got a verbal communication from Garo Hills. And after clarifying all the concerns that they had, we have gone ahead today to clear the notification, and the language reads as follows. In pursuance of full separation of judiciary from the executive and in exercise of the powers conferred in proviso to subsection 2 of section 1 of the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973, Act 2 of 1974, the Governor of Meghalaya is pleased to apply the provisions of the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973 to the courts in the state of Meghalaya. Full stop. The District Council courts shall continue to derive powers under para 4 and 5 of the 6th schedule of the Constitution of India. The Governor of Meghalaya further directs that notwithstanding such application, all actions taken by the district courts throughout Meghalaya under the rules for the administration of justice and police in the Khasi Hills and Jylla Hills, 1937, and the rules of administration of justice and police in Garo Hills, 1937, shall deemed to have been taken under the relevant provisions of the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973. And similarly, for the Code of Civil Procedure 1908, only that particular part has been changed. Otherwise, the rest of the notification, the body of the notification remains the same. The second decision that was, the reason being because the interest or the concerns of the district councils was that their powers are being taken away. And we have clarified to them that there is no question of them taking away the powers, because under para 4 and 5, it's already of the 6th schedule, it has already been mentioned out there. So the powers that have been conferred by the parliament cannot be simply removed here at the cabinet level. So obviously there is no question of the district council's powers being diluted in any way. The question was always very simple, that we had the ADCs who were judiciary ADCs who used to exercise power and take up cases in the district level. And now that there are no longer ADC judiciary, because now they are judicial magistrates, the judicial magistrates could not draw their power from any particular law or any particular source, or any particular rule was not there. So hence, they had to draw their their power from some provisions, and they had to be given that power. So hence, what the ADCs, judiciaries used to do before, the magistrates are going to continue doing that. That's all, the judicial magistrates. But as I said, as per law, they have to draw their power from somewhere. And this notification is only simply allowing them to draw that power, a power which was always exercised by the ADC judiciary in the past, when the division between or separation between the judiciary and executive was not there. But now the separation is there. So the judiciary, which is the judicial magistrates, will do the functioning of the ADC judiciary, but they will draw their power based on this notification now. Yeah, was to put up the Meghalaya State Consumer Protection Mediation Rules, and this is being done as per the rules of Government of India, and those rules have been adopted. And basically the idea of having and framing these rules is to ensure that any consumer issues or protection issues that are there, these arbitrations can be done at the district level, so that this doesn't have to come always to the appellate authority, and smaller cases can be resolved and mediated at the district level itself. So these rules have come out in order to ensure that speedy justice is done, and these are in basis of the rules that have been cleared by Government of India. The third was regarding the proposal to place the Meghalaya Goods and Service Tax Ordinance 2022. This is basically an ordinance that was cleared, that was passed in the previous cabinets, and we have to obviously place it in the assembly. So basically the cabinet today have decided that this bill will be placed in the assembly. These are basic amendments that are there, which are made in line with the decisions that are made by the GST Council. And once the Council makes those decisions, accordingly all the state governments amend the necessary the state acts, and this is basically as a continuation of the decisions that were made in the GST Council and to regularize those decisions. The next was the proposal to place the Meghalaya Professions, Trade, Calling and Employment Tax. This is for the ordinance which will now again, which we have already cleared in the cabinet earlier, and this is simply to put the bill now and to clear the bill so that it can be placed in the coming session of the assembly. The idea is very simple. It is in line with the ease of doing business and ensuring that there is a proper mandatory registration of the different professions that are there should be done, and this particular amendment is being done to ensure that the registrations are made mandatory. Next, we again another bill that was another ordinance. The Meghalaya Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act. This was again amended, and this was again done in order to increase the overall debt GDP ratio, the fiscal deficit from 3.5% to 4%, and this is being done as per the guidelines and the instructions of the Finance Ministry, Government of India, and this is a national kind of phenomena. So all states are doing this. So as per the directions from the central government, this amendment has been done and an ordinance has been passed, but now we have to regularize it in the assembly, and hence this ordinance bill will be now placed in assembly for clearance in the assembly.
Since 2014, our country has been plagued by divisive forces. TMC is in Meghalaya with the mission to empower the people, uphold the ethnic cultures and traditions, celebrate the sacred land. To oust the proxy BJP government from Meghalaya, be the change, support TMC by calling on 96877 96877.